Good morning. It's a Friday morning. I have the day off of work, and I'm going to be working on turning this into a kind of like a Xeriscape. If you've been following the channel for a while, you saw I kind of did the same thing over there. So what I've done, I had me and my two boys were out here yesterday, basically just lifting up all of the grass and the dirt that was here. This is an easier and much smaller one than the other one. The only difference is I have a few I have a water box, a sprinkler box, and a few other things that I have to go around. But down by my truck down there, I have some like edging that I'm going to use, some artificial turf, a couple of different plants and whatnot. So I'm going to put on a time lapse of kind of finishing this up and going from there. So stay tuned. Thanks. All right. So the first thing I did is I had two sprinkler heads in there, so I went and capped those off. And I'm just using kind of an edging tool to kind of pull some dirt away from the edges, because I want the decomposed granite to be a little bit deeper by the edges. That's where you usually get some of the grass and weeds and whatnot kind of growing up in that area. I also have a couple of control boxes. The water meter is there, as well as my sprinkler valve is there as well. So now my wife and I are just laying down some landscape fabric. This isn't really necessary, but I had it sitting around. This is just going to be an extra barrier for weeds. But if you're using decomposed granite, it's usually good enough by itself to prevent the weeds from going up. But we just put it down there, lay it down, and then we use some 8-foot metal edging and kind of bend it around in kind of semicircles, because that's what we had done in the previous area. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill up those semicircles with some of the dirt that we've removed and kind of make a little bit of a slope, because I wanted to give it a little bit of a three-dimensional feel to it. So you can see here that we're picked up some astroturf or some artificial turf. This stuff's expensive. It's like $100 for a roll. And I use one roll for these two spots. But it looks nice. I don't have to worry about it. So we lay it down there. We kind of cut it to fit. And then I use some landscaping spikes to kind of hold it down there in place. A lot of work. If you're going to do this, I would recommend getting some heavy-duty scissors. I use construction scissors, as well as a utility knife to kind of cut around the edges. While I'm doing that, my wife's kind of figuring out where she wants the plants to be. And then she started, as I'm finishing trimming up, she was pulling out all the decomposed granite bags from the truck and started dropping them down. So it takes a little bit of time. The stuff is heavy. I had to make another run to Lowe's, pick up some more decomposed granite. So I went over there, picked them up, dropped them off. And then it's just a matter now of opening up all the bags, figuring out where I want the plants to be. So in this time lapse, what I'm doing is I'm digging out some holes for some of the plants. I was soaking the plants in a bucket of water beforehand, and then basically just putting down into the hole with some regular soil and then kind of covering them up with the decomposed granite. All right, so I got as much done as I was planning to do today. I'm just wetting down the decomposed granite. It'll help it settle a little bit. And then I'll come back out tomorrow. I'll kind of finish tamping it off. We have a couple of spots right where the black planters are that we're going to get some other plants. So I just kind of left them there just to kind of fill in this space. But this is what I did on the other side over there, and it's held up pretty well. Somebody had mentioned, hey, if you put down that landscape fabric, it's going to pool up and become a mess. It's never happened. So if you're thinking, if you're worried about that, it's probably not even necessary to put it down, because I'm putting down probably 3 to 4 inches of decomposed granite, and that's enough to kind of suppress weeds. But I just happened to have the fabric laying around, so I went ahead and threw it down. But anyway, that's what it looks like in my front yard, and I'll keep you posted on how it looks. Take care.